Welcome to our time together. Did you recognize God today? Because He's all around you. I don't mean literally, of course. I mean, God is spirit after all. And even if you could see God, the Bible tells us that no one can look upon the face of God and live. That's not what I'm talking about. Evidence of God is all around us. All we have to do is notice it. When we have our head in the right place, everything that our eyes fall upon will see the Lord. Now, it's easy, of course, to recognize God's glory in some aspects of nature. Think, for example, about when you look at a glorious sunrise or sunset, when you see a rainbow in the sky, when you look at the majestic mountains, or you see ocean waves pounding on the beach. These are obvious, and of course, we want to see God in these ways. But I don't want you to limit your recognition of God's presence in the world to these beautiful sights that we can see. You can look at literally anything and recognize it as a reflection of God's glory. The other day when I was driving to work, I saw the sunlight coming through the trees of the woods I was driving through, and I looked at the stillness and the beauty of the fields as I drove by them. And because I was in the right frame of mind that day, I saw them all as examples of God's handiwork, evidence of His presence all around me. And I was overwhelmed with joy and gratitude. But I have to admit, I drive this same road every day when I go to work. The trees and the sunlight and the fields weren't particularly different that day. There wasn't anything different about them. What was different was not what I was looking at. What was different was the eyes I was using to look at them. What was different was me. That morning, I was actively looking to see God around me. And I did. That only makes me wonder how many examples of God's beauty I've missed because I haven't been looking for them. Maybe it's because I'm too focused on my own junk or too concerned about the stuff that's occupying my mind. So this is my first challenge or invitation to you today. Can you put yourself in that mindset of seeing God's handiwork all around you? It is as simple as realizing that you're surrounded by God's beauty. All you have to do is notice it. But perhaps it's not that simple. In order to notice God's beauty around you, you have to let go of the grudges and the worries and the fears and the regrets and everything else that is swirling inside of your brain. You have to quit thinking about what you should have done or what you need to do. You need to stop obsessing over other people and the ways they bug you, or even the ways that they help you. Can you just stop? Set aside all the concerns and all the joys of your life and simply look for how God is at work around you. That's my first challenge or invitation. Here's my second one. As I said before, anything and everything is a reflection of God's glory. It's easy to see that glory in the beauty of the night sky or in flowers or trees. But what about the more mundane, even the boring stuff in life around you? Let me go back to my drive to work that morning. After I saw the sunlight in the trees and the beauty of the fields, I noticed the guardrails along the side of the road. Guardrails are pretty boring, right? They're not the kind of thing you think about when you are contemplating the beauty of God's world. But that morning, I did. If you look at even guardrails along the side of the road with eyes of appreciation, they become beautiful, and you can see them as God's handiwork. Try it right now, as you're watching this. Look at something around you that just seems run-of-the-mill or typical. Can you look at it and see how God is present in it? Can you see how it is evidence of God at work? Romans chapter 1 tells us that since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power, and his divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made. Psalm 19 refers to the skies above us declaring God's glory. Job chapter 12 tells us that the animals around us can teach us about God. Psalm 98 tells us that rivers clap their hands and mountains sing for joy before the Lord. Can you see God in them? How about gravel or weeds or a brick wall? God's handiwork is present in each of them if you take the time to recognize it. Would you pray with me, please? Lord, forgive the times when we just go through life with blinders on, failing to recognize how stunning this world is that you have created, failing to recognize how you are present in it all. Give us eyes to notice you, Lord, to recognize your presence, not just in the beautiful things around us, but even in the everyday, normal parts of our lives. Give us eyes to see and hearts to be grateful. Amen. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk again later.